Mom.
Well, hi, baby. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay, I guess.
Oh, well,
I got my braces tightened today, and my mouth hurts, and
I'm sorry.
my
baby.
acne's so bad.
Oh no, honey.
I just feel like I look terrible. I just hate myself.
No, you know what? It's just the acne is just part of becoming a young lady. You're just growing up, and your braces, you're just making you have a beautiful smile. You're lovely, honey. You're lovely.
I'm not.
Now it's
I'm fat.
mommy.
What?
Mommy needs to work on herself. Mommy needs to work on herself. I mean, when I look in the mirror, all I do is this, because I think, there's my jawline. Wish it was where it was supposed to be. Yeah, because, it just starts sagging. I just start feeling real old and but hey, I go to the gym. I try to do it.
Yeah.
Just always working on my weight. But you're gorgeous, baby.
Well,
you're gorgeous.
I just feel like I'm so fat, and my thighs are so big.
No. Mommy's thighs are big. Yours are beautiful and perfect. Mommy's thighs are big. I'm uncomfortable with, but this is what we can do. You know what?
Okay.
I'm going to go to the gym. Okay? I'm going to go to the gym. And while I'm gone, why don't you eat up the rest of the ice cream in the freezer? Make yourself feel better on the ice cream, because God knows I can't eat it. It goes straight to these thighs. You know what I mean? So Mommy loves you. You're beautiful. And I'll be back after the gym, okay?
Okay.
Okay, baby. Okay.
Bye.
Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you.
Bye, Mom.
Aw, poor Miss Kay.
Poor Miss Kay. Hi,
Miss
everybody.
Kay, with her acne and her
My braces.
her glasses. Well, those are my glasses.
These are actually really nice glasses.
Can I have them back?
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Weekly Wellness with Miss Kay and Dr. D.
Yeah.
I'm Miss Kay, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker here in Indianapolis.
And I'm Dr. D, and I'm a licensed clinical psychologist here in Indianapolis.
And so
What are we talking about
probably
tonight?
you can tell that we are talking about promoting good body image, positive body image
Yes.
in your children.
Yeah.
And what that means and how you can do that more easily with your children.
Yeah.
Because it's such an important thing.
So Miss Kate, what is body image? What is it actually?
Okay, so body image is basically how you feel about your body,
Yeah.
all the emotions that are related to your physical being, and how you feel that you look, and how you feel about yourself,
And how you talk about yourself.
and how you talk about yourself.
Right.
That is your body image.
Yeah.
And it is so important to promote a positive body image in young people. And that's something that we're going to talk about tonight, because it's how impactful the way that we speak and act is on our children.
Yeah.
When it comes to promoting good body image.
So what did that mom, the skit that we did,
the skit.
what did that mom do right?
So mom was genuinely,
Yeah.
loving
and giving
her daughter compliments.
Yes,
being
truly.
very, very sincere. Obviously, very, very, very sincere and loves her daughter, and really wants her to know that she thinks she is beautiful.
Yes, very much.
That is a positive thing that she did.
Absolutely. And so, but what did she not maybe do as well?
So mom was, while giving these nice compliments and everything, mom was modeling terrible body image.
Yeah.
She was modeling behavior and the language
Yeah.
that says that you have to be very concerned about how you look, and you look beautiful, but I look
But I'm
terrible.
ugly. Yeah, I need
I'm
to
awful.
get
Look at all these things I have to do.
All that
Right.
happening.
So all this modeling of terrible behavior for promoting good body image.
Yes.
She was doing a very poor job about that.
Right. Because she has certain feelings about herself.
Right.
And even though she didn't, put those on her kid's watching, and that's the problem.
Right, exactly. So, and that's something she was obviously not aware of and had no intention of
No, it wasn't
harming her
malicious.
child.
No.
But the way that she was talking about herself and acting
Yeah, certainly.
is very impactful.
Certainly.
On the young person. So
to that end, what was that face you just made? Oh my God.
I don't know.
So to that end, we had you.
I was trying to get something out of my braces. I just took my braces out. I was trying to get something out of my lower braces.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
some food product.
Okay. So to that end, we have 3 tips.
Yes, 3 tips.
3 tips.
As far as how to promote healthy body image in children.
Right. So number 1.
Number 1, language.
Language. Number 2.
Behavior.
Behavior. Number 3.
Number 3, we've decided really should be the family culture. What does that mean, and how does that impact the kids?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And so language, behavior, and family culture.
Yeah.
Looking at those 3 areas.
Okay, so number 1, language. What are we talking about?
So this should be, this is something that's very simple, but the way that you not only talk about yourself, but the way that you talk about other people, the way that you refer to other people, strangers, people on TV, the comments that you make about the appearance of yourself and other people.
Right. So like if I were referencing somebody that I work with, I might say, hey, do you know Jackie? And you'd say, no, I don't know Jackie. And I'd say, you know Jackie, she is the receptionist. Right? She's a receptionist at my work. Oh, okay. Versus me saying, she's the fat lady that you see when you first walk in.
Right. And just anything having to do with the physical appearance of somebody, like, the woman with the greasy hair, the big, whatever.
Right.
That ugly woman that sits at you.
Because kids pick up on that.
They pick on it, and they pick up on it, and it is so... You don't even realize how much it sticks in their head and affects the way that they view other people and eventually themselves.
Right.
But
because sometimes we've been guilty of, particularly the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yes.
In the past,
every Thanksgiving Day,
it's kind of comedic.
It's a tradition that we get together in the morning and we watch the parade.
Yes.
And we make
fun
of it incessantly.
Fun of it sometimes.
We enjoy it because of the how much we entertain ourselves by making fun of it.
It's just so over the top, and it's just so everything's lip synced, and it's just kind of silly.
And
enjoyable at the same time.
Enjoyable, but just making fun of the the Broadway acts and like how everything, the drama and the ridiculous, sometimes artificial excitement about the whole thing, just all the people, whatever. So
and it's really
that
cool
is a tradition. Yeah. So that's a tradition that we have now.
What happened? What have we had to do?
Well, what we've noticed this year, as my child is getting older, she's still very little, but
she listens to things.
She listens, she remembers, she comments, she asks questions about things that we say, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, you said that about this, or whatever. She knows, she listens to everything. And so when I noticed this year, as we were carrying on, as we always do every year, I had to say, hey, raucously, I had to, as she was watching with us, I had to say, hey, let's not talk about people's appearance. Basically, let's tone it down a little bit. Let's talk about more positive things about what's going on instead of like, oh, hey, nice makeup job, so and so, or whatever.
Right.
So things
like
that.
So it's made it less fun.
It's made it a little less fun.
It's not as fun.
It's not as fun, but we are very conscious of how important this is.
Of raising this child in a positive way.
And that we do not talk about other people, because the fact is, we don't just sit around and talk about it. It's not that we do that. No. But there are certain times.
And even like, I can think of like in my own extended family, having a family member who has some kind of, he'll always kind of point out when someone's heavy. And he would do that a lot around when my kids were growing up, and I found myself always having to come in and try to mitigate that and say, well, everybody's different, right? And because I wanted my children to understand that people come in all sizes and all shapes, and there's not one way of being, and there certainly isn't one correct way, and so that was always difficult because he's an older fella, and I don't want to I don't want to insult him, but I didn't want my children to grow up thinking that somehow someone is lesser than because if they were a little heavy.
They are a larger... Yeah, I mean, so those are things that... And we didn't necessarily, even in our household growing up,
Oh, yeah.
You know, you pick up on things, the way people talk, you know, people talk about other people, and you know, it really is so impactful. And it's not until you become an adult and you start looking at how you how this language that you heard growing up, how much it has kind of influenced some negative things about maybe how you think and view other people, that you're like, that is not right.
Right.
That
so
should
just
never
have to
happen.
be much more comfortable,
Very
more
conscious.
careful and conscious about language.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm very conscious of. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So
Number two.
number
Two. Numero
Two.
dos.
behavior. And so, you know, this comes about in all kinds of different ways.
It
But
does.
Not only in the skit, like watching mom,
Right.
you know, examining her. I'm looking at my
Doing
spots.
this. Though I'm guilty.
But
guilty of this. I'm guilty of this. I admit it. I do that.
Yeah.
I do that because I think, you know, I'd like that a little. I'd
Sure.
like things to go back to where they
And
used
so
to
we
be.
talked
But I
about-
don't do that in front of my
Right.
boys.
Right.
I close the bathroom door.
She at least closes the door, but because
the bathroom
you know, as this girl in the skit was like looking at mom, like just kind of obsessing about her skin
Yeah.
and where her jawline
They should be.
is, and talking and her thighs, like, you know,
Right.
slapping her big old thighs, like
Yeah. Yeah.
that means a lot to children
Oh,
who
yeah.
are watching what you do.
Yeah. And how you treat your body, how you talk about your
How
body.
you-
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so with mom saying, "Oh, you know, this is how I feel about myself," and then her behavior is kind of she appears kind of sickened by her
Yes.
appearance, and then she's like, "I've got to get to the gym. The only way I'm
Right.
okay is if I go to the gym."
Right.
She's saying you're beautiful to her daughter, which is wonderful, but at the same time she's talking and behaving in a way that shows her daughter that she's kind of disgusted with herself.
Right.
And that's impactful and in a negative way.
And just that modeling is such an important way that we
Yeah.
don't realize that kids learn from what they're seeing us do,
Right.
And what the kind of behavior that we're
Yeah.
modeling to them is.
And
so
at the
important.
same time, you know, if you're sitting on the couch all evening and you're eating donuts and you're not moving your body at all, and then you're complaining about how upset you are with your body, that's one side of the coin.
Right.
That models one kind of behavior.
Right.
And then on the other side, if you have somebody who never lets themselves have a treat, who is chronically upset with the way they look, and who is going to the gym constantly,
that
and
excessive exercise
has to be
that-
there in order to
Yes.
have some kind of self-worth, that's the other side of the same coin.
Right.
It is a sense of, you know, debasing yourself.
Right.
And kids pick up on that.
And it's like, oh yeah, so you know, I'm trying to have a conversation with mom and express myself, but you know, she's just so
Self-involved.
self-involved,
Right, because
you know,
she's unhappy.
because she's unhappy with
Yeah.
herself,
Yeah.
and she's out the door to the gym,
Right.
and so that says,
Right.
maybe that's my way to happiness.
And so
to
really,
the-
when we're talking about behavior, we're really talking about, of course, moderation, right? Moderation. That's what we want to see. The ability to, you know, have a treat sometimes, but also have very good food, very healthy food, and moving your body enough, right? Getting regular exercise.
regular exercise to
But
maintain
not-
just
yeah,
your
just
health,
your physical
your
health.
physical health, showing respect for your body
Right.
by taking care of your body.
But then not becoming so obsessive with it, and because your children will pick up on that.
Right, and
Yeah.
just being so rigid about your diet,
Rigid,
and,
yeah.
and about your, I just ate this. I got to get out and take a 20-minute walk
Right.
because I need to get that off. You know, just
Yes. It
that
just-
kind of stuff. Children pick up on, and they remember, and they live with that, and it affects who they are as they grow up.
No question. What else do we
So
want to
this
say
kind
about
of
that?
leads into when
good.
we talk about
Family culture.
family culture.
Family culture.
The
The culture of the family.
culture of the
The
family.
culture of the family.
And this kind of
Environment.
right. So what is in the environment
Yeah.
of your home? What is in your family environment
Right.
that can either promote or demote a positive way
Body
of thinking
image,
about
yeah.
your body?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of them would be like if there's a lot of Vogue. No offense to Vogue. It's a great magazine.
Right, yeah.
But a lot of like high fashion magazines with these unrealistic body images
Right.
in them that have been photoshopped out the wazoo,
This
photoshopped
is-
so much that the models oftentimes don't even recognize themselves, and have said as much.
Right.
They said, I know this is me, but this doesn't look anything like me.
Yeah.
But
and so
having those around as images for kids to see, and then not having a conversation with them
Right.
about how this isn't reality. This is manufactured.
Right.
This is for entertainment. This isn't how
You're supposed to
right,
look.
or a usual normal healthy
most
body
human beings
is.
do not look
Right.
like this.
Right.
And
In
so
fact, they don't. And these
they
gals don't
and
either.
yes, and they've said themselves, like, those are not my legs. Just
Right.
so you know, like the models that do come out and
Yeah.
talk about
That's not me.
their pictures and be very honest about them. Like,
Right.
just so you know, my nose doesn't look like that. Those aren't my legs, and they've narrowed my hips and all this stuff.
Right.
So, but like you made the point of, you know, it's okay to enjoy fashion magazines and Us Magazine and People and all this crap, because I mean, I do. I do.
I do.
And to have them around,
Sure.
with young people growing up in the household,
Right.
it's fine to have them.
Yeah.
If you have also been very communicative with the children
About
about
what it is.
what is this, and it's entertainment.
Yeah.
It is
It's manufactured.
manufactured. Hey, you might. And I know you very much love to look at beautiful gowns.
I
And
do.
Fashion.
I have a wedding dress fetish.
Yes, you do. And
I
so
don't
to
call it
have
fetish, but
yes,
an obsession.
It gets a little weird. So yes, it could be.
I
fetishy.
watch Say Yes to the Dress a lot.
Say Yes to the Dress.
I love that show.
But for you to have Vogue magazine, or
Yeah.
as somebody that appreciates fashion and
Yeah.
like beautiful images of gowns and things like that on beautiful, models, you should be able to appreciate that and
Yeah.
have that in
And
your home
enjoy
be able-
it.
and enjoy it.
But also have a
say-
conversation about it.
exactly. And also, even to that end, having the traditional Barbie dolls, for example, that we grew up with, and as having a young young female child in my household, that dolls is something that she happens to be interested in, and so the kinds of dolls that we saw growing up were all these
Right.
ridiculous, emaciated, blonde, blue-eyed,
Yeah.
ridiculous,
Hot.
yeah, but
Hot.
bizarrely, just completely, really hot. But I mean, like, now I appreciate so much that there are such, and it's still pretty sad, but there are more, more options as
Yeah.
far as like getting dolls for your kids that are, like my friend, Mr. Purdue out there, if he's watching,
Hi,
Purdue,
Martin.
gave Josie a very curvy, beautiful
Oh.
brown Barbie doll that is just gorgeous and normal.
Oh, that's lovely.
Normal figure,
Yeah.
bigger figure, like looks like a normal person.
Yeah.
The fact that those options are out there,
Yeah.
so that you can say, okay, yes, it's great
There's
to have
other
these dolls,
things.
but you know what? People are so many different colors and shapes and sizes, and so we like to have that represented in our household all the time.
All that feeds into the culture of the household, and
Yes.
also things like food. So
Yes.
if you have, if you keep a lot of snack foods in the house, and yet you're constantly upset about the fact that there's snack foods in the house, or you're upset when
Right.
you eat them, like, oh, I'm going to go out and buy a box of Oreos, and yet I'm going to get mad at myself once I sit down and eat them.
Right.
That's a problem.
Yes.
That's a problem.
I mean,
mean,
definitely.
Ideally, what we want is we want to be able to not label food as good or bad. We want to be able to say this food has a lot of nutrients and good stuff for our body, healthy stuff for our body, and this stuff is the sometimes treat.
Yeah, just a little treat, because
Right.
of course it's okay to
And being able
enjoy
to
a
model
sweet
that
thing. Yeah, like-
behavior
Yeah,
in
like
your home.
this is a yummy little treat. We've just had some really healthy stuff. Let's have a little treat. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
That's normal. That's like, that is healthy.
Right.
So we're talking about like the foods that we have in our home.
And then what
And-
else did we want to we talked about that.
Oh, and
Ice
when we
cream.
also talked about foods being used to meet emotional
Oh,
needs.
emotional
So,
needs.
for example, like in the skit,
Oh,
this girl
right.
is,
she's
needs to talk
she
to
needs
mom
to talk to mom
about
'cause
her
it,
feelings.
It wasn't even just the acne and the glasses, and it
What
wasn't
acne?
all.
This, by the way, is very similar to how I looked. Very similar
It's not true.
to how I looked.
That is
And that's no
not-
joke.
That is not true. It's not true at all.
But yes, so she needed to have a conversation
She
with her
needed to
mother.
talk to her mom.
And it was more than just my acne. And
Yeah,
my
she
braces
needed
and
to she needed to just talk about what's going on for her, and she needed mom to be focused on her.
Right.
And then what mom's solution at the end, though mom was not being malicious,
was
she
not
was not trying to hurt
her daughter.
but her solution was, we have ice cream in the freezer, and I can't have it because my thighs are too big.
Right.
So you go have it.
You go eat it. That'll
Yeah.
make you feel better. Go finish that ice cream.
Right.
No.
Right.
Ultimately.
So now we have this incredibly mixed message, which is
Right.
mom's unhappy, mom's running to the gym, mom says she can't eat it, and yet somehow I'm supposed to eat it, and that's supposed to make me happy.
And that's what else, and if that's what's going to work, then maybe I need to start going to food to make me happy.
Right.
However, I'm also supposed to be thin and exercising, so I'll develop an eating disorder.
So
this
oh my
is how this
God,
stuff
oh my
starts.
God. Yeah.
This is a real thing, and this
Right.
is how these
this is called crazy making.
This is
actually.
called crazy
This
making,
is
making
called
your
crazy
children go nuts.
Yeah.
So this is how eating disorders develop. This, our emotions associated with food, associated with body image,
Yeah.
all the things that we need to be very conscious of, particularly and raising young people.
And when you start that culture very early, the idea that I feel bad about myself, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm hurt, I'm lonely, I'm lost, I'm going to go eat. In the moment, I feel better, right? So I get this kind of little sugar high, I feel okay, and then I keep stuffing, and then, oh my God, after that, I feel so guilty, so bad, so terrible, I'm a horrible person, why did I do it? I wasn't even
Right.
hungry. And then I'm depressed, I feel terrible, I have this, this plummet of the kind of the sugar cliff where you
Yes.
fall off, and then the whole thing starts over again.
Yeah.
And we start those cycles very, very early.
very, very early.
Yeah.
And so again, like paying attention from the time your kid is talking and understanding and asking questions, this kind of consciousness about what we're saying and doing and modeling when it comes to body image has to start.
Let's talk about our not I wouldn't say crazy, but our dysfunctional food family.
Right. So and
Dysfunctional food family. I love dysfunctional food
a
family.
dysfunctional food family.
That's a. I think I just came up with a clinical phrase.
The
Dysfunctional food family.
The dysfunctional food family
Oh my God.
by Dr. Stephanie Drescher,
I'm gonna.
a self-help guide
Dysfunctional
to dealing
food
with
family.
a dysfunctional food family.
I in my head, I just came up with that. I want to go ahead
So,
and
yeah, so-
somehow make that mine. I'm just saying that. It's mine.
Great. Look, that's let's do it.
Dysfunctional food family.
I will edit it.
Edit it. All right.
So basically, our upbringing, we had an interesting upbringing with our mom and dad. Wonderful,
No, it's wonderful people.
but wonderful people.
But some mixed food messages.
Some mixed food
So
messages.
one of my favorite stories.
Yes.
One of my favorite stories about our wonderful father, is that my parents would fight about two things, right? Two things and two things only. One was money, right? And that was always, Karen, money doesn't grow on trees.
Yes. So
Okay,
that
so
was
that
a
was
phrase
money.
often heard. Yes.
I just remember that.
Money doesn't
Oh,
grow on trees.
Doesn't grow on trees. And then the other one was, Karen, if it's not in the house, I won't eat it. Right? Because
Yes.
she would buy a whole bunch of unhealthy
There was
food.
garbage in our just garbage. And-
Because we would eat.
yeah, and I think we
And then Daddy would come through, and he'd eat all this garbage and make him feel so bad about himself.
Right.
And he was heavy, and it was just this cycle that he constantly went through.
Yeah.
And we picked up on that.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have it
Absolutely.
burned in my brain like
God, the
tattoo.
The struggles over food.
Struggles
and,
over food.
And I think this is
And then, not to, but just I have to say,
Uh-huh.
this. And then watching Dad, when he would be really, really frustrated with food, he would go on the diet. And what was the Daddy diet?
Daddy diet was nothing
Nothing all day except
nothing
coffee.
all day.
It was coffee from morning to
Right.
about 8 at night.
So no
and then
healthy
a bowl,
breakfast or a good
then
way
a
to
bowl
start
of
the day.
tomato soup and salad.
Yes.
What happens, Mom,
We'll be done in just a second, my special
We're
bug.
almost done, Pussycat.
I'll tell you.
We're almost done.
We're almost done. I'll tell you. I'll tell you in just a second. I'll tell you. We're almost
So
done.
that was the daddy diet.
So yeah, but I think, the other thing that with mom and dad, it was interesting because
with mommy now, right? Because dad had the thing with on the one hand, daddy was heavy, but then what about mom?
But mom, was very tiny.
Very tiny.
And had always been very, very thin.
Very
and had
small.
always sort of talked about herself in a way of like, I just could never gain weight. And she was extremely thin.
Very, very small human.
And when she would talk about her childhood growing up, and even up until the time she was married and, having
How
children.
many times do we hear the story? I didn't reach 100 pounds until I was pregnant for the first time.
Right, and she didn't.
Yeah,
and
she was the size of a twig.
Just a twiglet. And so we would hear this, I was so disgustingly thin.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just grotesquely thin.
Yeah.
Just degrading herself, just like
very unhappy.
Very unhappy with her appearance. And then we had the other end of the spectrum where, Dad was a bigger person and struggled with his weight, struggled with gaining
His whole
weight.
family. I mean,
Whole
not
family
family,
did.
not whole family. I meant his whole life.
Right, his whole life,
Since he was a
and
baby.
and many of the people in his family were struggling with their weight. So we had these weird two ends of the spectrum that we were kind of trying to
caught between.
Stuck in between.
Yeah.
But they were similar in that both
We're
mom
negative,
and dad
like
were
negative.
feeling pretty, didn't have a particularly good body image.
Right, and we remembered that.
Yeah,
clearly,
most
because
definitely.
we just had an entire conversation about it.
Yes.
Right.
And there's so many other stories.
Right.
Again, wonderful people.
Wonderful.
But this is an example
but,
of
but,
how
But because they were part of what? The
dysfunctional food family coined
by Stephanie Drescher. Tonight.
PsyD, HSPP.
There you go.
So this is kind of what we grew up with, but we remember very vividly some of these messages,
Right.
and we see in our adult lives how they have impacted us, and we've had to, do a little correcting,
Do some deprogramming.
and also, so that these messages are not passed on to the next generation.
Right. And
And-
it's important to remember because we're kind of focusing on the effect on girls because Miss K is a girl with some fantastic acne currently. But this is problematic for boys as well.
Absolutely.
It's not gender
This
specific.
is not about
the message
just
we give.
the
Young men,
female gender.
absolutely.
Definitely
Young
not.
men are are pushed to achieve unrealistic body types. There's anorexia and bulimia in men as well. It's really important that we don't just say, well, you'll be okay because you're a guy. That's just not
it
true.
is not true, and it'll come about. It'll manifest itself. That kind of negative body image may manifest itself in different ways.
Right.
Maybe in just depression and just feeling just terrible about yourself, even though if you're not necessarily focusing on a part of your body,
Or
but
eating disorders.
or an eating disorder. But so this is absolutely goes across genders.
It's not gender specific.
It is definitely not gender specific, and that's another thing that's really, really important to remember.
It's not gender specific.
Because
If I talk like that, would you still be my friend? It's not gender specific. That would get kind of annoying.
no, you'd have to go to speech therapy or
It's
something.
not gender specific. No, I wouldn't. I would just
Because people would be
It's not gender
saying
specific.
terrible things about you all the
See,
time.
that's what we're
See,
talking
that's what
about.
we're talking about.
That's
That's
what
what we're
we're
talking
talking
about.
about.
So nobody should be making fun of the fact
No.
that she's speaking so poorly.
I'm just saying that if I started talking like that,
Well, then you'd need to be hospitalized. So, for an extended period of time.
it's not gender specific. I don't understand why you'd hospitalize me. That's
Because
insane.
that would show such an extreme shift in something psychological is going on.
If I start talking like this,
Yeah, why? Yes.
I don't understand. Why would you hospitalize me?
Because
You
it would be
voluntarily hospitalize
because
me?
it would be representative of something as a much deeper issue. All of a sudden, okay, I'm sorry, we're gonna
I
stop
don't
with that.
understand.
Okay. Yeah, no, we'd be doing something.
All right.
So, anyway, those are
That's it.
the things that we need to remember when trying to promote healthy body image. This is huge.
It is. It's a very big deal.
It's huge.
Yeah.
it will continue to be huge as long as we are, if we are not being conscious and mindful of how we talk about other people, how we talk about ourselves.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to, this cycle of people, generations of people feeling terrible about how they look.
Yeah.
And because they learned it, and then they learned it before them, and then, this doesn't have to continue.
Mm-hmm.
We must be kind to ourselves.
Kind to ourselves. And when you're trying to, monitor what you're saying around your kid, you're also monitoring what you're saying around yourself, because we give ourselves messages.
Right.
Right. And so if I'm saying that I'm fat and I'm ugly and I better go to the gym, otherwise I don't feel lovable, and then I come home and I feel terrible because I go and I eat the cookies, whatever, I'm continuing to feed the beast.
Right.
Right? I am continually feeding the beast. And when I feed that beast, I'm also showing my child that same thing.
That's what yes.
Okay.
That's what they're learning. So, thank
not
you.
gender specific either.
See.
No, you wouldn't hospitalize me.
Thank you for joining us this week, everybody.
Yes.
You have so many dead nails. Lord.
I smashed my finger in the front door.
And now it is
walking
just...
a dog.
It looks... and then I just looked down and her toe is completely blackened as well.
Because I fell on an escalator running after you. I was stuck in the basement of Penny's.
It's a sad state of affairs. But you know what?
I couldn't
Guess
get
what?
out.
Doesn't mean that she can't have good, positive body
I couldn't
image.
get out.
I feel positive about her, even though she's got these rotting nails.
Rotting, they just got bruised.
Thank you for joining us this week. We'll be back next Thursday. Not sure what we're talking about yet, but we will have that figured out by then, certainly.
There'll be some things.
There'll be some
about.
things. And, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, thank you. And any shares, likes,
Yeah.
we appreciate.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? We didn't hashtag anything. Doggone it, I didn't hashtag.
Oh, yeah, hashtag.
Sorry, Carrie Sikowski. She gets mad at me when I don't do that. She know what she does? She
Sorry,
does this
Carrie.
really very sweet thing. She says, "We're getting away from..." She's so sweet to me because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Sorry, Carrie.
But she
will
will.
hashtag the
She will.
heck out of it
Getting
next
away
week.
from the hashtag.
Okay.
I should have been hashtag. So hashtag weekly wellness. Hashtag mental
sorry,
health.
Carrie.
Hashtag positive body image. Hashtag...
Hashtag acne is okay.
That was a good one.
Hashtag don't be afraid.
Hashtag don't be
don't
afraid.
Don't let your acne get you down. Good Lord.
Hashtag
Okay.
Greyhounds. All right.
Hashtag Greyhounds. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Have a
Thank
good night.
you.
See ya. Bye.
Good night.